Okay, at the last minute, I made a decision to go to the Pacquiao Broner fight card. Don't ask me why. One thing I knew from years ago, but totally forgot, and I just want to warn you about it. Try not to travel on a buddy pass at the last minute. If you do, try not to rely on one for a flight far away. So I traveled from the cold East Coast to Las Vegas, and I got dropped from a non-stop flight to one where I had to go to Phoenix for a layover. Well, actually it wasn't a layover. I had to switch planes, not the organic way, but to kind of jump on the first thing headed to Vegas from Phoenix. I got lucky and I made it not too far behind what my non-stop flight would have been. Coming home was a different story. I got bumped from 2 flights, then I made a third, which had a layover in Atlanta, and then I had to switch planes, not the organic way once again, but to jump on the first thing headed home. Anyway, I didn't go to Las Vegas to cover the fight. I went as a fan, not applying for a media credential and then covering the fight, but just simply as a fan. And then this girl recognized me from going to the fights, and she started getting me into all kind of stuff. Shout out to Nikila Taylor. Next thing I know, it's fight night and I'm like 15 rows back, dead center, floor level, basically considered ringside, like about 2 or 3 rows behind the media. So I started enjoying the fights, and I said, okay, let me pull out my mobile phone and just get whatever I can. Actually, I did it Thursday when I arrived. So I got a little of this and that. A little Floyd Mayweather Sr., a little Abel Sanchez, a little Erickson Lubin, and more. So let's go bit by bit, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the fight and the overall picture of boxing. Okay, my theory is starting to play out. My theory is correct. So after I show you some pictures and some short videos, just listen in. Listen to what I have to say about not Pacquiao versus Broner, but also just where I think some things are headed. All right, I want you to follow my theory all year and into 2020 also, because I think it's in full motion. So here's the start of the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived. All right, MGM, Saturday night, Pacquiao versus Broner, baby. TheFightJournal.com has arrived in Vegas, baby. MGM, Pacquiao Broner, Saturday night. We in the house checking out Thursday night fights from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, baby. Thursday night fights on the Mayweather Promotions page. If you missed the fights, you can go and check them out. All right, and then we saw the future home of the Raiders. And then as part of a Mayweather Promotions card on Thursday, we took part in a ring walk.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
We said hello to Freddie Roach and Stitch Duran. Check it out.
Freddie Roach, getting ready for Saturday night, baby. FightJournal.com. We in here. We're doing it. All right, Coach. All right, that's Stitch Duran. Look him up. Stitch Duran. That's my man.
We also saw some dancers. After all that, we talked to Ashley Theophane. Then we talked to Erickson Lubin. Check it out.
Fight Journal here with Ashley Theophane. Sir, what's going on? What's the latest and greatest with you?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. Just chilling, just coming to support the guys. So I'm here, man. You know.
Okay.
Fight night.
Fight night. We got a big main event tonight. How do you see it playing out?
You know what? I want AB to win, but I see the only way he wins is by KO. Manny wins, I think, his points. But I want AB to win, but I think the only way that he wins is by KO.
Okay, real quick. What's going on with you, man? Let the fans know something, man.
Man, I'm just in the gym, you know, just waiting on the date. That's how it is. You just stay ready, and when it comes, it comes. So I've been having little fights all over the world, but I'm waiting for like a big one. I'm trying to fight back home. Okay. So that's really my thing. I haven't fought back home in 8 years.
No, man.
8 years is a long time.
About time.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get a fight back home. So that's my main thing right now.
Okay, sir.
It's all love.
All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but thanks. FightJournal.com. Ashley Theophane.
My man. All right. Yeah, love.
Is the plan to be the first man to knock ECA out?
You damn right.
Okay.
You damn right.
And if you win,
when I win
for a title shot, okay. When you win,
most definitely. We're gonna see what's next for us. Maybe like someone like Terrell Gausha, Austin Trout, one of those guys, and then definitely for the title right after that. So Ishe, then one of those guys, and then for the title.
Any title?
Maybe the title right after this one. We're gonna see what happens.
Man, listen, bro. He getting a motherfucking title. February 9th, man going down, you feel me? Sludge hammer. He sludge hammer you niggas in the ring, and he sludge hammer your bitch in the room. Fuck you, man.
Anybody particular that you, if you had it your way, is it anybody particular you would want out of the champions?
Out of the champions, maybe someone like Tony Harrison.
Okay.
Out of the champions, but if there's somebody I want and I can pick, it's Charlie.
My man. All right. FightJournal.com.
And during the weekend, we saw comedians Tiffany Haddish. And we spoke to Michael Blackson and Dave Chappelle.
Michael, AB or Broner? AB or Pacquiao? Who you got?
Mayweather.
Here's comedy at its finest. Michael Blackson picking Mayweather tonight. FightJournal.com. We got the clown out tonight. Pacquiao or Broner? Pacquiao or Broner?
I won't call it on camera. You put it in, I tell you.
We spoke to Floyd Sr. 3 times. And if you go back to my old videos, I did a telephone interview and a live video of Floyd Sr. doing poetry. And if I remember, I'll add them below. I'll probably forget and then go back and do it later, depending on when you watch this video. So I talked to Floyd Sr. 3 times between Thursday and Saturday, trying to get a poem from him, even if it was one line. And for some reason this time he wouldn't bite. He just, I don't know. It's like he it's like a parallel to his son. Like he temporarily retired from it, even though I know Floyd Sr. will be back with some poetry. But so this is me all 3 times tracking down Floyd. I think it was Thursday and then Friday and Saturday, or Thursday and Saturday twice. But check this out.
Quick poem, man. I see you. Who told you I do poem?
I heard you do one on the phone while I interviewed you one time.
What kind of poem was that?
Freddie the Joke Coach wrote.
Oh my goodness.
And something about Red and on the plane. I don't remember.
No, he said he wanted
Video.
he wanted a poem.
We'll get it next time. We'll get it next time.
He said, Roach.
No, Adrian Broner. Okay,
I know who you said because it's my brother.
Mr. Mayweather, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with you? Yeah. Thank you.
Who wins?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Who wins? Pacquiao or Broner?
Pacquiao.
How you doing?
Very good. How about yourself?
I need you guys to keep moving. Pacquiao or Broner? Who wins? Pacquiao or Broner? Pacquiao or Broner? Who wins?
The Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Where's my poem at? Can I get a poem? Can I get a quick poem?
Let's go.
Where did your joke come from? Excuse me. Take your hands off me. Excuse me. Ask you for a poem all week, man. Give me one line, man.
I'm not doing poems no more, man.
You want a soda pop or anything from the...
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
We asked John Pascal and Abel Sanchez who they thought would win, and here's what they had to say.
John. Broner, Pacquiao.
The winner.
Manny or Broner? There you have it. Manny Pacquiao, Abel Sanchez, going with Pacquiao tonight.
We saw Pacquiao's mom and caught the back of Deontay Wilder as he walked through the arena. And then we saw our guy, our favorite boxing judge. You know who I'm talking about. Don Trella, coming to your area, causing mass hysteria. Don Trella. Check Don out.
Don Trella, coming to America. Don Trella, causing mass hysteria. Don Trella.
We see Broner entering the ring, and also a brief view of the action in the ring. Might cost me a copyright strike to show these, but here you go. Also, here's a little clip of some action from the Brown versus Badu fight, which also might get us a copyright strike, but here we go. Yes, even that little short clip, sometimes you just can't show anything, so might get a copyright strike or two or whatever. Then after the fight, we see Broner leaving and Manny exiting the ring. Check out these two short clips. afterwards, we saw Flex Alexander from Homeboys in Outer Space fame, or infamous, I should say, for Homeboys in Outer Space. And he also was a star of a TV show called One on One. This is Flex.
Homeboys in Outer Space.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Good, man.
How you like the fight, man?
All right, he faced a true champion.
Okay.
All right, so that was Vegas. But I want to talk about something I said a couple of videos ago. Alan Heyman is going to continue to send messages to fighters in 2019 and keep watching for it through 2020. Jermell Charlo was the first to get the message. Rumor has it that Heyman was having trouble with the brothers, the Charlo brothers, and to be honest, the other one should have got the message in his fight with Korobov also. But sometimes you can use a family member to send a message to someone else indirectly. But the message was loud and clear that night. You know the unwritten rule of boxing. If a boxer is the A fighter and he's fighting under the lead promoter of a boxing card, and he's a champion, and he's undefeated, and he's not fighting in the opponent's hometown, and the fight is close, he wins. That's just how it goes. But not on December 22nd, 2018. Tony Harrison walked away with the belt. Message received loud and clear. At least we think it was. I'd sure like to ask Jermell on the record or off, did he think someone was trying to send him a message? And if he tells me yes, I'd press him a bit more and say, well, who do you think that someone is? To see if he had the guts to mention a name or two. Well, this continued, in my opinion, last Thursday night as I attended a Mayweather promotions card in Las Vegas. Okay, 2 nights before Broner and Pacquiao got it on. 2 Mayweather promotion fighters were involved in close fights against out-of-towners. Okay, it's a Thursday card. It was free to the public. So in one fight, 2 buddies of mine fought. Travis Reeves, that's my man. He was the B-side guy from out of town. And he fought Linnell Bellows, the Mayweather Promotions guy. Okay, close fight. Close fight. Bellows is the Mayweather Promotion guy, and he was the guy who was the A side, and he was the hometown guy who fought. So the decision goes to Bellows, right? Not so fast, my friend. The bout went to Reeves. Now, I like both guys, but you'd figure Travis would have had to knock Linnell's head off just to get a draw, right? So don't misunderstand me. The issue isn't if Travis deserved to win or not. That's not the issue. The issue is he won a unanimous decision in a close fight versus a Mayweather guy in Las Vegas as the lead promoter. And he's a Vegas guy fighting out of the Mayweather gym and living in Vegas. So let's look at Bellows, okay, the Mayweather guy. Let's look at Bellows' past 2 fights. He lost his fight before this one by decision also. All right, Dave Moretti had the bout 95-94. So you figure in that fight, Bellows, the Mayweather fighter, would get the nod, right? Instead, he lost another close one. Dig this though. One judge in the Reeves fight scored it 97-91 for Reeves, the B-side. Coincidentally, the same judge scored the prior fight 97-93, also for the B-side opponent versus Bellows. So, 2 fights in a row. He's the A-side. He's the Mayweather Promotions guy. He's the hometown guy on a Mayweather Promotions card. And he loses close decisions. So it caused Bellows to take a step back and think, like, what's going on? By the way, that judge in both fights was somebody on our list. Adelaide Bird, the Queen Bee. So I ask you, you think she isn't on someone's payroll? So let's go to the next fight, Thursday night. All right, another guy, one of my guys, one of my favorites, Dylan, the real Dill Price. Okay, Dylan is a blue chip prospect who had a record something like 112 wins and 10 losses or something like that in the amateurs, right? Blue chipper. And so he wasn't old enough to qualify for the 2016 Olympics, but he won Outstanding Boxer at the 2013 Junior Olympic Nationals, and he won Outstanding Boxer at the 2015 USA Youth Championships. Dylan is a super flyweight or junior bantamweight. He fought this one at bantamweight on Thursday night. So Dylan was 7-0, 5 knockouts. Floyd Mayweather was his idol, and so after a quick negotiation, he signed with Mayweather Promotions to learn from and be like his idol. All right, Dylan can fight. So last Thursday, they put him in with a guy who was 14 wins, 23 losses, and 2 draws. And this guy's been stopped 12 times. And he's ranked 187th in the world. So the fight went to a split decision. So, very similar. Let me repeat. So Dylan was the A fighter. And he was fighting under the lead promoter. And he was undefeated. And he was not fighting in the opponent's hometown. And the fight was extremely close. So Dylan wins, right? Wrong. He lost a split decision. 57-56 his way. 58-55 and 57-56 the other way. Listen, we all know boxing. With Dylan's record and his opponent's record, even if he lost, he should win. That's how boxing goes, right? You protect your guy. You get him back in the gym and get him better. So while Alan Heyman is sending out messages to his fighters, I was ready to say Floyd Jr. after Thursday night was doing the same thing to his fighters. But now I'm thinking Mayweather Promotions might just be cleaning house. I don't envision Mayweather Promotions being around, let's say, 4 years from now, at the rate it's going. I mean, you got Gervonta Davis wanting out of his contract when it expires. And hey, don't get mad at me for saying it. He said it. Their next most popular Mayweather Promotions guy, Badu Jack, just lost the other night. And he's what, 36, 37? So what's left? Louis Arias was let go. J. Leon Love is garbage. I mean, Richardson Hitchens is there. He's up and coming. And Andrew Tabiti is there. But come on, man. I just don't think they care at Mayweather Promotions. And I mean, it was a good effort, but I really don't. I think, I don't know. I don't envision it being around, and I'll leave it at that. Alan Heyman, on the other hand, is sending messages to everyone. Jermell Charlo was first. You know, Young Maul, his brother, should have been next. He certainly didn't win by the scores they had against Korobov. Danny Garcia already lost his O in 2 close ones. Right after his father kind of just lost it more than he usually loses it and got suspended from press conference, and they threatened not to allow him to train his son. All of a sudden, he's losing a close one instead of winning, and then losing another close one. Alan Heyman sent the message. Sean Porter lost his O, but Sean, he'll fight anybody, so I'm not going to count him. But Keith Thurman Jr. and Gervonta Davis and other undefeated guys, if they step out of line, they better not be in anything close in that ring, or they will lose. Now, Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. will eliminate each other when they fight. Well, not really eliminate each other, but someone is going to lose their O, so it'll X out one of them by default. But if I had to guess, it would be Spence Jr. because he's been tied to a few bad things. Performance boosters, whether rumor or fact, and too much drinking and such. And such meaning we don't know if it's just drinking. I think Mikey Garcia is going to hurt Errol Spence Jr. And if he wins, if Mikey wins, Spence Jr. is going to go to Alan Heyman and tell him to monitor the post-fight drug test. And Alan Heyman is going to come back and say, sorry, EJ, their tests were all clean, even if they weren't. Messages will be sent in 2019 through 2020 and beyond, or however long this lasts. He will continue to teach these fighters lessons if they step out of line. Okay? Keep watching through 2020. Jermell won't be the last. Then when all these guys have lost their O's, nobody will worry about protecting anything anymore. And they'll fight like the hungry fighters they should have been all along. Let's talk about Pac-Man and AB. Consider this. Pacquiao versus Broner was a 2-point fight on 2 judges' scorecards going into the 9th round. I mean, consider that. That's a 1-round difference. So had Broner fought harder, we might have seen a draw or some kind of split or majority decision type of deal. You know what I mean? And that's a bit disturbing, Glenn Feldman, Tim Cheatham, and Dave Moretti. You know, my man Trello would have had the right scores, right? Donnie Trello would have had it right. Right? Here's another interesting fact. Back in 2012, okay, that's the magic year, 2012, Lucas Matisse and Adrian Broner were on the way up. In 2012, Broner went 3-0 with 3 knockouts. And then he won again in 2013 with another knockout. All right. So in 2012, Broner knocked out Eloy Perez, Vicente Escobedo, and Antonio DeMarco. Then in 2013, he knocked out Gavin Rees. He was on his way up. Matisse, or Matisse as some of you say, he went 3-0 with 3 knockouts in 2012, just like Broner. And then he won 2 in a row in 2013 with 2 more knockouts, giving him 5 knockouts in a row. Okay? So he knocked out Martin Martinez, Humberto Soto, Jose Olusegun, all in 2012. Then he knocked out Mike Dallas Jr. and Lamont Peterson in 2013. So he was on his way up, up, up. He and Broner were about to hit superstardom, right? In 2012. Both about to become superstars. That same year, in 2012, Manny Pacquiao appeared to be dead after getting starched by a counter right hand from Juan Manuel Marquez. And I don't have to remind you how Manny lay motionless for how many minutes? I mean, it seemed like forever. It was all over, down the drain. He'll never be the same. 7 years later, at 40 years old, Manny starches both Lucas Matisse and Adrian Broner. In 2012, they were both at the top of their game. And Manny was figured to be finished. 7 years later, he starched both of them. Just sit back and think about that for a while. I mean, he adjusted his game at 40 years old like a Drew Brees or a Dan Marino, they both had arms that were a little bit shot. They couldn't throw downfield every play, 50, 40 yards, 50 yards. They couldn't, or Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant, you know, after his Achilles, like, couldn't do the same thing, so he adjusted his game. Manny Pacquiao is an amazing athlete, and to beat those guys who are at the top of their game years after he hit rock bottom is inexplicable. I mean, I can't find the words. As far as Broner, let's be honest. Adrian Broner arguably has 9 losses. Okay? He lost to Fernando Quintero, for sure. He lost to Daniel Ponce de Leon, for sure. Maybe he lost to Paulie Malignaggi. You got to flip a coin on that one. He lost to Maidana, to Porter. I think he might have lost to Granados. I think he might have lost to Vargas. He definitely lost to Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. So those are 9. Realistically, you can consider, you can argue he has 9 losses. Last but not least, I met a young woman named Miriam Litsky on the flight back from Las Vegas, on one of my flights back. And I say young woman because she's somewhere, if I had to guess, between, I'm going to say between 80 and 90. And I could be wrong, but she was recovering from a stroke, and I was sitting next to her on the plane, and she's partially paralyzed on the left side, and prior to that she broke bones in both sides of her body. But she was traveling from Vegas, and I believe she said she was on her way to visit her home from many years ago in New York. And she was with her daughter, who appeared to be in her 50s, maybe even early 60s, and a man who may have been her son or her son-in-law, the daughter's husband, who himself appeared to be in his early 60s. So it could have been her daughter-in-law and her son, or it could have been her son-in-law or her daughter, or maybe they were brother and sister. I don't know. So, but she was easily 80 years old, and she told me she was going to rehab, and she was going to go every day to rehab, because in a few weeks she was going on another trip from New York to, guess where? Back to Las Vegas to win the big bucks. And Miriam, You'll probably never hear this video, or even if you do, you probably won't care to remember. But it was a pleasure sitting next to you on that plane and talking to you during our trip back to the East Coast. I'm glad I met you. Keep working. Stay strong. All right, we got Keith Thurman Jr. versus Josecito Lopez up this weekend. I'll post their conference call in a day or two. Conference call was horrible. I don't know what was going on. A lot of just technical issues, but I'll post that next. Catch you on the next one.